Welcome to Sometimes There's Side Eye, a podcast about two friends having real and unfiltered conversations about dogs and people. Listen as we talk about our lives with dogs, training, behavior, share some laughs, and a whole lot of banter. I'm Heather.
And I'm Christy. What are we talking about this week, Heather?
This week, we are going to talk about 3 things that we would tell our younger selves, if possible. All dog related, of course.
Don't date that guy.
He's not worth
No,
it.
dog related.
Dog related.
Okay.
Yes. We are going to stay dog related. We have had this topic on our list of things to talk about for like 4 years, and for some reason just haven't gotten there. So, full disclosure, we have not shared with each other what our answers are. So, I would be very curious to see. Are
I'm
you
just
going to
going to
go?
say ditto on everything Heather says.
That is just rude. That is rude. Okay,
Oh,
I'm going to make
okay.
you go first. You go first,
No,
Christy.
it's your topic. You go first.
Okay, one thing that I would tell my younger self, if possible, would be to not put so much pressure on how other people perceive your relationship with your dog.
Mm,
So, we're humans. We all think about what people think about us and whatever. But I would want to tell my younger self where I am now to be there then, because I my feelings about not worrying or trying not to worry about what other people think about my relationship with my dog and how I'm training my dog and different things like, oh, I don't give a shit that my dog doesn't have a perfect heel when we're out for a walk, and just all of that stuff. I think it would have in not even think it would have improved my relationship and my enjoyment of all of my dogs that I've had in my lifetime.
mhm,
So that is probably my number one thing that I would have
mhm,
told my younger self. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand with just being confident in what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and having confidence in my plan and who my dog is and who I am and how we fit together, and not worrying about how it may be perceived by someone else, because none of us know the entire story of someone else's relationship. So I think that that's my number one.
And that's a tough one because you really have to grow into that,
I
to be
know.
honest. Like it is the person you are in your 20s versus the person you are in your 40s. There's so much growth
Mm-hmm.
in confidence and just being comfortable with
Mm-hmm.
yourself and who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's a yeah, it's tough. You can tell yourself at 20 like just don't care,
Yeah.
but I do think there's you have to kind of grow into that a little
Yeah.
bit.
There's
Yeah,
an experience and a maturity and like all of that comes with it.
all
But
of it.
listen, this is a dream world and this is what
Yeah,
we wish. So that is my
absolutely.
number one wish, because
Absolutely.
I know that that would have improved my relationships with my dogs
Mm,
as an
yeah,
adult. I mean, as a kid too, but like my adult relationships with the dogs that I personally owned.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my first one. What's yours?
I was thinking I would tell myself not everyone needs to know all of your opinions.
Ooh,
It's
which is
kind of
really ironic since
exhausting.
we're talking about this on a podcast.
Right. The irony was not lost on me.
Ooh.
But yeah, I think I was so opinionated and I wanted everyone to know exactly what I thought all the time about everything. And that's a lot. And I do see that from other handlers, and sometimes they're not younger, sometimes they are. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's your opinion, and that's great. but nobody asked you either.
Mm-hmm.
And that was me. Nobody asked me, but I was like, oh, let me tell you what I think.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, oh, I don't even believe a lot of those things. And but everyone had to hear about them at the time.
Oh my gosh. When this weekend, when we were at Fast Cat, so I was at the catch end of the track. And our other friend was at the start line. So we had different experiences with the people who are around us. And
Oh, sure.
I come walking down for us to kind of meet in the middle and go to the car. And this friend just starts flipping out about this woman who was at the start line who was telling everyone her opinions about what they were doing with their dogs. And so our friend is like, who does this bitch think she is? And it was so funny because she was like, this woman over here telling this guy, you need to get your dog under control and you're going to tire your dog out and it's not going to be able to run and it's going to get a slow time and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, it's a 2.5-year-old Doberman who's like ready to go at the drop of a hat every single minute of every single day.
My gosh.
We were like dying laughing, and she was just telling everybody what she thought about every single thing. She never learned that lesson, Christy, because she was like
Yeah.
probably in her 60s. But it just made
Okay.
me think about your little lesson number one.
Good. See, so I'm learning. So I know I was opinionated when I was younger. I know I was a lot, but I'm learning. I'm trying to improve.
Your number one kind of goes alongside my number two.
Okay, what's your number two?
My number two is pick your battles.
Oh, yeah.
I spent so much time over the years, maybe not on purpose, but like getting into conversations with people that were never going to be going, that were never going to go anywhere. And my intentions were always pure to help people. And I spent a lot of wasted time talking to people who were never ever going to receive whatever information I was giving.
Mhm.
And over the years, I have learned to sort of read the room
Mm,
and be like, well, are these people actually interested in what I have to say in my experience? Or are they just standing there and I'm preaching at them, which is also like
mhm,
a flaw of mine.
mhm,
And pick your battles and save your breath and only share your knowledge with people who are truly interested in receiving it.
mhm.
So that's my number two.
Yeah. Which it's funny because my number two is sort of related to that too. Not totally, but mine was not everyone is going to share your passions, and that's okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I was passionate about everything. Like everything I put my hands on, I'm like, this is my passion. No, this is my passion. And I have the energy to be passionate about all the things.
Oh, isn't that the
But
truth?
but then I was very annoyed that everyone wasn't also on the same bandwagon as me. Well, this really matters. You should be passionate about it. Why are you not more concerned? Or why are you not more outspoken? Or why are you not whatever? And, you know, everyone has different passions, and that's what makes the world go round. And that's okay.
Yeah, I like that because it is true. We all have the things that really matter to us, and that that generally can't be the same, or else the world would stop turning. I mean, we all need people to care about different issues and different things and have different experiences. That is the color of the world. So I agree with you. My third one is to kind of related to the first one, but give yourself and others grace and
Mhm,
recognize that people's experiences individually really pushes them towards certain avenues,
sure.
and that there are experiences that you can't even imagine you having that
Mhm,
will come your way, that will change who you are and how you perceive things, and that you really need to give yourself and others grace. For example, I was always a person who was taught, raised, and then believed that once you have a dog, it's your dog forever, right? And that you've made this commitment to this animal, and no matter what, come hell or high water, you would live in a cardboard box. How many times have I said that in my 20s? I
Mhm.
would live in a cardboard box if I had to so I could keep my dogs. And my 47-year-old self, or myself in my 40s, really, does not have that belief system anymore for myself or for others, and does not feel that that's even always the right move for the dogs. And so I have learned to give everyone grace about things like that. Certainly other things as well, but that's just an example that I can think of that I've really changed my mind about and thought, ooh, probably a little bit too strict and stringent about that one in my 20s.
Mhm. Yeah, and what's funny is a memory just came up today of that I apparently felt necessary to screenshot from
Oh,
several years ago.
very good.
Yeah, and it was somebody had was trying to rehome a dog that they had recently adopted from the shelter because their child was kind of like all over the dog and was not being did not have kind hands, and it was like a toddler or something, and they said this is too much, we would never expect a dog to handle this. And
Mm-hmm.
the vile things people said to those people about
Really?
rehoming. And I posted on whoever like reposted it. I said, "Thank goodness they're finding this out before this becomes a bite and the dog has to be put to sleep."
Isn't that a great
I'm
perspective?
so glad that they are doing their best to find the dog a home that fits.
And they didn't return it to the shelter. They're trying to rehome it
No.
themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, not saying they couldn't return it to the shelter.
Right,
That's not
right.
what I mean.
No,
But
yeah,
like
no
they're
judgment there,
trying
but
to
they're
do
trying
everything
to,
that they can.
yeah, they're trying to keep it out of the shelter system and just do the best they can. Yeah. And so, yeah, going along with that. Yeah,
Mm, giving
definitely. There
yourself and
was,
others some grace. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But there was definitely a time when I did not understand why anyone would ever need to rehome a dog.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your number three?
Your views on everything are going to change. Keep kindness at the forefront, whatever you believe.
Mm, mm-hmm. Giving
Yeah,
grace.
literally every single view in my 20s that I had has changed in some way.
Mm-hmm.
As I've grown, as I've experienced more, as I've really tried to consciously be kinder to
Mm,
people and animals and all of it. Yeah, I don't think we can go wrong, even if maybe we find later that, wow, that view was a little messed up, or, oh, we did not have all the facts.
mm-hmm.
If we lead with kindness, even if our view changes again, I don't think we're going to be in a bad place
Yeah.
or regret our previous beliefs.
Yeah. Do you think that where you are today, we really are with our belief system about just a lot of things regarding dogs, but overall are very different than we were in our 20s.
Mhm.
Like, was it an evolution for you, or can you think of significant milestones where you met someone or something happened that sort of made you go, oh my gosh? Because I have a very significant event that I know that in my past that made me completely change so many of my beliefs. So I'm just curious how it is for you.
Both. I think it's a combination. It's a
Mhm.
slow evolution with significant events happening. For example, meeting you, learning about ethical breeding. That was such a paradigm shift. And to
Fair.
have the patience to, I don't believe in this at all. I think all breeders are bad and there could be no positive breeders. And then having you be patient and be like, well, what about this and what about that?
Hmm.
And then that gives me the grace then to go to the next person and say like, hey, this is why my belief system changed
Hmm.
too. And then little things along the way, like I really went from treat only to more of a punishment base, like
Mm-hmm.
a balanced, I guess a balance, more balanced because I was treat and punishment both.
Yep. Using
But because
aversives and yep.
yeah, yeah, and
Yep.
because one, I wasn't achieving what I needed to through positive
Mm-hmm.
only. And then also hearing all the stories of people who kept trying positive and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this gives me compassion for them."
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've swung back to where I'm not using aversives, but it still gives me so much compassion for the people who do use aversive because it's most of the time I don't think they take it lightly.
Yeah.
And so living
Yeah.
in that world gave
Mm-hmm.
me a perspective on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Which allows you to have better conversations with people because you're not
Mhm.
closed off.
Yeah.
You do a very good job of leading with curiosity and being open to like, well, why? Or why do you do
Mhm.
that? Or how is that helping you? Or what are your thoughts on this? So I
Mhm.
think that also lends itself to you having these evolutions. I always think about I went to Florida to volunteer with the Humane Society to help care for the dogs from a dogfighting bus, the 367. And I met someone there that completely like shook my life. And she was running a nonprofit where they were doing free spay and neuter and free medical care for people, and her perspective on giving people grace and why should someone keep a dog when it's not working for the dog and it's not working for the humans and a better home is out there, and
Mhm.
who are we really doing that for,
Mhm.
and why should a homeless person who's giving great care to their dog not be allowed to keep their dog, and
Mhm.
why should, all of these things that were very compassion based dog ownership views. This person held them all, and I had never met a person like her before in my life.
Mhm.
And I went on that trip and I met her. I knew about her beforehand, but then met her in person.
Mhm.
I probably had a 20-minute conversation with her, and it completely changed my life.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I've told her before, you had a significant impact
Mhm.
on who I am now. That is a huge, huge moment where a lot of my belief systems were blown up. And I was like,
Mhm.
gosh, this is so logical what you're saying. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah. So, but I do think that there are other things that have evolved over time for me as well.
If I could kind of maybe, if I could maybe give a bonus
Ooh, I
one,
love give a bonus.
because I was thinking of things I would have changed, but what I would tell myself is that the people who you're going to surround yourself who are positive and kind are going to make a huge impact in your life. Dive into that
Yeah. Yeah.
because we really were lucky to volunteer with people who gave grace, who
Oh.
like kindness really led. And then when we were volunteering, we were able to not get wrapped up in that negative
Mm.
spiral that so many other people got wrapped up in and then burned
Hmm.
themselves out with.
Hmm.
We were able to see kind of the light, the
Yeah.
silver lining of
Yeah.
situations and give grace, and that gives you a lot of hope when you're working in rescue.
It is interesting you say that because since I've been here in Arizona, I've been involved in multiple rescue groups and then also shelter volunteering, which was a group of us were a part of a nonprofit as well. As I think about those different groups and kind of those time periods in my life, the positive people that I connected with during
Mhm.
those time periods are still in my life today. And it is
Mhm.
like we glommed onto each other and we're like,
Yeah.
you're like a beacon amongst these negative people.
Yes.
who don't align with my belief system. Can we be friends?
Yeah.
But I mean, going back now, the very first group that I was a part of is was back in 2012 starting. And two of the people who are in my life today, what is that, 14 years later, are from that time period. But
Hmm.
those two people are, people who really kind of grew and evolved with me, but like you said, led with kindness.
Hmm.
And so we did sort of group together and kind of are still together
Right.
today. It's true. I
Yeah.
really love that we sort of all found each other.
Hmm.
It's not just about dogs, it's also inherently who we are
Yeah.
and how we feel about dogs and our relationship with our dogs
Yeah.
and our really core belief systems.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's important who you surround yourself with.
It is very much so.
And also important to be open
Yeah.
because you might have epiphanies like we have.
Yeah. An epiphany could be right around the corner.
I love it. Well, can't go back in time, but I still say it's good things to think about. What would you actually tell your
Absolutely.
younger self? Yeah. And think about maybe to a good little reminder here and there of the
Yeah.
things that are important to us.
Absolutely.
If you've enjoyed this episode, subscribe, rate, and share us wherever you get your podcasts. Also, come on over to Instagram and engage with us at Sometimes There's Side Eye.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.